So hello and welcome to another electronics video tutorial. Here we are going to talk about solving word problems with calculus. So the two main parts of calculus, that is differentiation and integration, are usually used to solve practical examples which can either be commercial, related to day-to-day activities, rates of change and things like that. So for this video we are going to look at a question which looks like a commercial question, where we were told that X articles are produced at a total cost of 2x squared plus 30x plus $20. So we can see that the total cost was given as a relation, as a quadratic relation, and each one is sold for x over 3 plus $100. So we're asked to find the value of x which gives the greatest profit and find this profit. Now, maybe to the layman, this might not even look like a difficult question or a calculus question. But the thing is, this key point here, they asked us for the greatest profit. And these costs were given as relations, which can be drawn as curves or lines on a graph sheet. So we can actually use our knowledge from differentiation and integration to find the greatest profit and also the magnitude of the profit, if the case may be. So the way to do that is this phrase here, asking us to find the greatest profit, is actually referring to the maximum point of a graph of the profit which can be drawn on a graph sheet. For example, if we're to calculate the profit here using these values, you can see that we're given the number of articles and the price that each article was sold for. We can find our profit by subtracting the cost price from the selling price, that is from the total money generated from the sales, and that is also going to give us probably a quadratic equation, and that can be plotted on a graph. Now, by mere looking at this, we can see that this is a polynomial with order 2. Its greatest power is 2, and this one is a linear relation, or should I say it's linear, since the greatest power is 1. So when we multiply x by this, it's going to also have the greatest power to be 2, and when we subtract two quadratic equations, we are also going to get another quadratic equation. This is implying that our profit is going to be a relation of order 2, and this simply implies that it is going to be a curve when drawn on a graph. Now, there are certain key points that we have to keep in mind when solving questions like this. Now, before I move to that, I tried to type out the basic parameters that we were given and also calculate the profit based on the parameters given. So I impute the value of the unit cost, which was given here, and I impute the value of the total cost, which is also given in the question, and then this is the number of articles x, and I calculated the total sales. The total sales is going to be the selling price of a unit article multiplied by the number of articles, right? So when I multiplied x by x over 3 plus 100, it gave me x squared over 3 plus 100x. Now the profit is the total sales minus the total cost. So calculating that, I have x squared over 3 plus 100x minus 2x squared plus 30x plus 20. But then this fraction here might complicate matters, so I decided to take out, or should I say factorize 1 over 3 out of everything. So when I did that, I multiplied through each term by 3. So this gave me x squared plus 300x minus 6x squared plus 90x plus 60, and then put the 1 over 3 here since it wasn't originally in the equation, because what I did was I basically multiplied through everything by 3, and to cancel the effect of that, I have to multiply everything at the end by 1 over 3. Anyway, if you prefer to simplify this, make it into a single fraction and then subtract this from it, you are welcome to do so. You can confirm this answer. Now we got the relation for the profit as minus 5x squared over 3 plus 70x minus 20. Now this is also a quadratic expression, a quadratic polynomial, which according to the laws, or should I say the theories guiding the calculus curves, or should I say the minimum and maximum points on curves, we can say that since this expression has 2 as the maximum power, it will have just one turning point. That is, it is the number of turning points is the order minus 1. That is 2 minus 1, giving us one turning point. So it's either that the graph of our profit is going to be something with a maximum point, something like this, increasing and then decreasing, or it could be something like this. And then remember, in the question we were asked to find maximum point, so instinctively you are supposed to understand that our profit is supposed to have a maximum point, not a minimum point. So anyway, to confirm that what we are going to find is the maximum point, we're also going to use another relation, which, or should I say, a rule that states that a rule that helps us to determine whether a curve has a minimum point or a maximum point, and that is by saying d square y, in this case that is d square p for profit, over dx square, that is the second derivative of the function, when this is less than 0, that is when it is negative, turning point is maximum. Now we should also remember that at turning points, the y dx, that's the first derivative, which in this case is the p dx. Anyway, this is the general expression, is always equal to 0. So whether it's a minimum point or a maximum point, your dy dx is always going to be equal to 0. So we should keep this in mind. Now, if to say our relation had a power 3, for example, then that simply means that we have 2 turning points, and one could be a maximum point and the other could be a minimum point, and then this is going to be the rationale that we're going to use to differentiate whether the turning point is minimum or it's maximum. So anyway, here, since we only have one turning point, anyway, to confirm whether it's actually the maximum turning point, we can find our first derivative and find our second derivative. So for this expression, our first derivative, the p, the x, is going to be the differential of this, which by following differential rules, we have the differential of minus 5x squared over 3 is going to be minus 10 over 3x. The differential of 70x is going to be just 70, and then the differential of a constant minus 20 is going to be 0. So this is our expression for the p dx. Now remember that our turning point, our dy dx, is equal to 0. So from this we can actually find our value of x. So we can proceed, equate this into 0. So this will give us 10 over 3. When minus 10 over 3x goes to the other side, it becomes positive. So 10 over 3x is equal to 70. We can make x subject of the formula by dividing each side by 10 over 3, which gives us x is equal to 70 times 3 over 10, which gives us 21. That is, we have our number of articles to be 21 for us to have the maximum value of profit anyway at turning point. So obviously, if our turning point is this point, it's the maximum, right? So, and since we have just one turning point, we're assuming that it is the maximum point. But to confirm, we can find the square p over the px, which is the square p over the x square. The square p over the x square is going to be the differential of minus 10 over 3x, which is simply minus 10 over 3. And of course, this is less than 0, so this is confirming that we are actually working on the right track. So we're asked to find the question asks us to find the value of x, which gives the greatest profit, and we have found that is 21. Then we're asked to find this profit. So to find this profit, we are simply going to substitute the value of x in our relation for profit, in our profit expression. So by substituting x is equal to 21, we have our p to be, since our money is in dollars, we can put all this in bracket. Then we substitute into that initial equation that we calculated for profit, which is minus 5x squared over 3. You can scroll, you can check back to the earlier minutes of the video to check the expression. It is minus 5x squared over 3 plus 70x minus 20. So I'm going to replace all these x's with 21. So I will be having minus 5 multiplied by 21 squared divided by 3 plus 70 into 21 minus 20, and all this is in dollars. This is our p. So when you calculate this using your calculator, so it simplifies to $715. And that's your final answer. So thanks for watching. Check out our other videos, leave your comments, like and subscribe, share with others, and thank you very much. See you in another video.